Okay. Continuity refers to the how the diamond looks on the finger, right? Is it too small? Is it too big? Does it look gaudy, right? I don't like rings that are too big. I think they look terrible. Or is it, just right? Does it fit the finger? Okay. So, first thing that helps to determine continuity is the ring size. So, hopefully, you know her ring size. If you don't want to ask her for her ring size, then I will give you a couple tips. The way I did it with my wife was when we were out one day, we were holding hands, and I pulled our hands up together, and I had her ring finger lined up with my pinky because I told you she's very petite. And I found that her ring finger was about the size of going up to the second knuckle on my pinky. And I just took note of that. And I did it in a very sly way. She had no idea that I was even doing it. And that's what I did. I went to the jeweler and I told him to measure me at that knuckle. And I was pretty much dead on. The other way that I think is kind of interesting to do it is um, you can, take one of those like bread twisty wire things. Um, and, if you have any laying around in your house, many people do, just one day, just be joking around and make her like a fake ring. And eventually she'll take it off. And then you just make sure you don't lose that. And that's another really sweet way to do it. But the average woman's ring size is somewhere between a 4 and an 8, and the actual average in the US is a 6, right? So likely they're going to fall somewhere between that 4 and 8 and be close to a 6. My wife was actually really at the bottom of that. She was about a 4. So this is a key thing to take away here. Continuity cheat sheet. I put this together for you guys. I did all the work for you. Most women's ring sizes fall between a 4 and an 8, like I said. The way to read this chart is you have the diamond weight to the left, which is the carat. Then you have the ring size on the top, and you just read it as a grid. So my wife, I got her a 1 carat stone, right? And that means that she falls within the window of those shades because she's a side 4, which means that her ring made up about 43% of her finger, right? So when you look at it, it looks like the diamond is about half the size of the width of her finger. Okay, so this will tell you, you know, you're kind of out of luck if you're dating a woman who has bigger hands, bigger fingers, because that means you're going to need a bigger size. But as long as you're within those color grades, you're going to be fine. And what I would say is, ideally, if you can get in the dark purple, that's where it's going to have the best fit. But again, even I didn't do that. When I got engaged, I didn't have a lot of money, and I'm sure many of you are in the same boat. Okay, the average engagement ring costs about $5,000. Okay. Um, According to Rings Pro in 2020, they were coming up with about 4,300. The Knot was saying about $6,300. I think the Knot is probably their clientele, the people who follow them are probably a little bit more um, you know upscale, a little bit more affluent. So I'm saying it's about 5,000. Again, that's what I've seen sort of throughout the business. But this kind of gives you an idea of what people are spending. And very few people are spending more than $10,000 on a ring. Far more people are spending, even less than $1,000. So, how much should you spend on your ring? Well, there's three, historically, there's been three ways of looking at this. You have 3 months of your gross salary, 3 months of your net salary, or 6 months of your mortgage or what you think your mortgage will be. Uh, it's better than nothing, but I don't really love any of these three. This is what I say. The right answer really is what can you afford? What's your budget? Plus, what quality of ring are you looking for? So I did a lot of work over the years to come up with the system for you. So hopefully you find it to be interesting. You have people on the left where their expectation is they want a big ring. Maybe the girl you're dating or the guy the expectation is you want a big ring, right? And this has become more and more of an expectation over the last few years. And I think a lot of this has to do with social media and everyone seeing what the celebrities are doing, right? Then you have other people who are like, no, I want the most beautiful ring, right? Like I'm okay with spending more to have the ideal cut, the ideal colors, right? Like I just want the best quality. I think the right place to be is what I'm calling best value, right? I want the best size ring, the best quality ring that I can afford, right? And so I put the grades down there. If you want to be bigger and better, you stick to those grades. Best value, stick to those grades for the four C's. And then same for beauty matters. Okay, so let's look at the Diamond Decoder's cost calculator. All right. So I've put all three of those categories into this chart. And I said, let's line this up with the diamonds that I found on the exchanges. So this is based off exchange costs. Just be clear, if you're going into a diamond store, it will probably be a little bit more expensive than what I have here, but this will give you a very good indication of what range you should be in, right? So if you have, let's say, the average, which is $5,000, then if you're going for bigger or better, you can get a ring that is about a 1 carat. And I think that's probably a good size ring for most girls' fingers. Best value, you're going to kind of jump down there to about, a 0.8 carat, something like that. And if you're really going for that quality, really good definitions and quality in terms of grade, you're probably going to slip down to that, 3/4, 0.75 carat stone. So again, the quality definitions are there for you to the right, but this will give you a very good indication of how much of a ring you can actually afford. Again, sorry, the other notation here is this is based off of round stones, those round brilliant stones, the ones that are the most popular. They would change considerably if you're getting a different type of stone. Okay, not all stone shapes cost the same. So let's get into it, right? More popular brilliant stones tend to be more expensive. Why? Because they're the most popular, right? And so it's a supply and demand issue. Less brilliant stones like Ashers, Cushion, and Radiance tend to be less expensive. Okay. Now, but a good thing though is I know that a lot of people are starting to really get into princess cuts and emerald cuts, and we talked about how they might not be as brilliant, but they're still gorgeous, gorgeous stones. Here's a trick. Princess and emerald stones can cost up to 25% less than diamonds, than round diamonds, right? Radiant stones, ashers, and cushions can be 30% less than a round brilliant stone. So again, it just all depends on what is the most important to you. But these are some tricks of the trade for you.